This Outstanding Trial Lawyer Award goes to Thom Diachenko for yet another home run result in the employment realm, in the case of Horton versus Trident Society. This was a case about corporate failure to prevent sexual harassment and company-wide misclassification of salespeople as independent contractors. Not protecting workers from harassment and exploiting many through misclassification are two scourges in our current society. And it is cases like this that make for a shining example of the ability of the civil justice system to right societal wrongs. The plaintiff, Felicia Horton, was a sales rep for the defendant, Trident Society. Not only was she misclassified in her sales role, but was assigned to a supervisor who subjected her and other women to his alleged training sessions behind closed doors, where he would make sexual advances, demeaning comments, and engage in threatening behavior. Since her supervisor was the pipeline to get more sales leads, Felicia was understandably reluctant to report him out of fear that he would cut off her sales leads. And in fact, that's just what happened. In this litigation, Thom was able to uncover through motions to compel that this supervisor had similarly harassed multiple other women before Felicia. The defense team in this case was nothing but obstreperous and obstructionist every step of the way. They subjected Felicia to 4 sessions of deposition and 2 days of cross-examination at trial. They similarly caused this case to be far more expensive to litigate since they wouldn't stipulate to anything. In a 12-day bench trial, Thom got the judge to see through the defense's bullying tactics and ultimately awarded over $2.3 million for the harm Felicia suffered and the costs and fees it took to bring her case to justice. What I love most about this case is it's one that at least 6 different lawyers had rejected before Thom decided to take it on. In fact, Felicia had resigned herself to giving up. She wasn't going to pursue this case if Thom hadn't taken it. And yet he did. And he told her that together they would rise or together they would fall, but either way, they would see it through. Together. Congratulations, Thom and Felicia. You are both the heroes of this story.
Hi, Thom.
Hey, Ken. How you doing, bud?
I saw that you have an extensive background in nursing. I saw you're doing pediatric ICU work,
Right.
which is amazing. What drew you to that?
Sure. When I was a teenager, my mother became a paraplegic, and she almost died, and the family had to get through that process, and my dad dedicated his life to taking good care of her, and she lived for many years after that.
When did the law school thing come up?
I have no idea how I came up with practicing law, but I'm so glad I made that decision, because it allowed me to carry on with the same type of caring and teaching and supporting people through a process.
Yes.
Dealing with loss and helping them to get through loss or some sort of tragedy and help them to turn things around. It's a privilege and a responsibility that you need to make sure that you take care of them. And what I've learned through the years is that there were people along the way in my life that helped me they helped mentor me. They would pay it forward. There's lots of senior attorneys out there like yourself, like you're doing here today, giving of their time to help out the profession, help out the collective. And to be a part of something that is bigger than you is really a wonderful thing. You can't replace a life, and you can't reverse an injury, and you can't get the person that job back that they wanted, and you can't change people who are abusive in the workplace. But you can get people what they need to get back on their feet. And to be a part of something that is bigger than you is really a wonderful thing.
How do you take care of yourself? You know, you have a great wife, Beth, and you've raised two great
Absolutely.
boys. I mean, Alec and Drew, they're superstars. How do you take care of yourself?
And I think it's critically important that we not lose ourselves in the profession. And it was worth it to me to invest the time into my family earlier on, because you can practice law for a long time. But, you know, I put things off in my career early on so that I could spend time with them, because there's no better investment than investment in your kids and your family.
Would you like to thank anyone for their help in the result you got?
I want to thank Felicia Horton, my client, for believing in me, my wife, who was instrumental in working on the case, my associate Heidi Brown, my co-counsel Carl Lewis, and Jason Rupert. And I'm grateful to CASD, the board, my colleagues who have supported me through the years.
Thanks, Thom.